Hello everybody, welcome to the That's So 90s podcast. A bit weirdly, Matt, in the space-time continuum. I've just recorded next week's episode with Ross, and now I'm recording the previous week's episode with you, so I'm very confused. Well, we're going back in time, and how do you feel about the fact that whenever we do these shows, I'm going to give you always 1990 and 1991, because you and I are the only people in this show that can remember it?
Yeah, well, this is actually quite a poignant year for me, because I would have been 12.
I was 8.
And it was the year... All right. And it was the year that I started playing drums. And I was actually thinking back when I was listening through the top 10. And I think... I think I started playing... I had my first drum lesson around about the April. And so this is what...
Oh, and this is literally like 2 months later, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So yes, this is... But it's kind of one of those... I was listening, I'm thinking, do I remember this from then, or do I just remember it because it's been in the film, because it's been played a million times? So, yeah.
Right, let's get into it then. So, 4th of July, 1990. Before we do, though, Matt, some gratuitous pluggery. There's still time to get a ticket. 5th of July, we will be at the Empire Theatre in Blackburn. We are at the AYC Festival July 26th. We are down in the southwest in Penzance and Axminster on August the 1st and 2nd. We will be another festival, August 24th, Tamworth area, and August the 30th. I've probably got one of those dates to run one day out. The Roses Theatre in Tewkesbury as well. Right, let's get into this then, Matt. Number 10, The Only Rhyme That Bites. I think this one held up quite well. I bet people would still sample this one quite handily now, wouldn't they?
This one...
I feel a bit dated to you.
This doesn't float my boat at all. I don't remember it from back then.
No.
And I don't remember it. I'd never heard it before. And it's almost like they went forward in time and they thought, Atomic Kitten took that sample, so we'll do it as well.
There you go.
But yeah, I don't know. I find this sort of 90s rap kind of leaves me a bit cold, because it's like, it's not for the masses, and it's almost like they got their producer saying, come on guys, you've got to make this at least a little bit sellable. Let's just put some random...
There was one fabulous rhyme. I think they rhymed cannibal with libel, but then made it liable, which was interesting. Okay, so I think I like this one better than you to start off with.
This is a weak start for me.
Oh man,
this
okay,
is a very weak start, but it instantly gets better.
Oh yeah, You Can't Touch This by MC Hammer. So I've looked this up, Matt. It's at number 9. It's going to peak at number 3 in a few weeks' time. Yeah, it didn't go to number. Oh, I think it was number 1 in the US, possibly.
Must have been.
Sample of Super Freak by Rick James.
But it's got notes in it, unlike the last one.
Do you know what? I actually prefer the two things I remember are and Can't Touch This.
The crab dance.
Yeah, and the massive trousers.
Yeah.
It's pretty iconic, isn't it, when you say it like that?
Yeah. I think it's probably where Fresh Prince got all of his moves from.
It's exactly the same time
Same sort of vibe. So yeah, this brings it right back into the 90s rap scene. This is wow.
Yeah, we don't do this song in the show. I suppose we could fit in 8 bars of it.
God, we really don't, do we?
Stop. Hammer time. Well, we always have this conversation about songs that are too close to the start of the 90s, don't we?
Yes.
And I'm particularly going to discuss a couple that really feel like 80s songs in a minute.
Absolutely. Well, because it's interesting with this top 10, because it's almost... The 90s hasn't really started.
Totally agree. Amelia always makes that argument. Yeah.
And certainly from a band point of view, it's still very much in the 80s.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Hip-hop hasn't even got anywhere near. And like the 90s hip-hop is just starting to get going.
And New Kids on the Block are going to have a massive influence, but there's a lag for a couple of years before it lands with kind of Take That, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Agreed. Hold On, Wilson Phillips at number 8. I mean, it's a tune. A lot of people will have seen it in the film Bridesmaids. When I Googled it, I didn't realise that they are the daughters of Brian Wilson, who's, as we're recording this, just very sadly recently died, and one of the singers from the Mamas and Papas.
So, really? Wow. Okay.
You can say Calibre, or you can say Nepo Babies for getting a record deal. It's a great song, isn't it?
Oh, it's just a classic, yeah. whether it's 80s.
It feels very 80s, doesn't
It's
it?
really, really 80s, but yeah. It is what it is.
I think they're a bit of a one-hit wonder, and it all comes back with Bridesmaids as well. I remember playing with a choir once, and this is a few years ago, and they wanted to do this, but lovely tight harmonies. Number 7, Close to You, Maxi Priest. I really like this.
Love it.
Great
Love
tune, isn't it?
Maxi
Yeah.
Priest,
Great
What a
vocal as
groove-
well.
Yeah, what a great groove as well.
Yeah.
It's got that
I
little
just wanna be good melody.
halftime hip hop shuffle.
Yeah.
Loving it. Everything about this song, just great vocal, great hook. It's a song to make babies to.
He wasn't massive. Do you know, when I was listening, I thought of Terence Trent D'Arby, but that's a few years before that kind of vocal sound.
Yeah.
Maybe
Smooth.
Yeah,
really smooth. Yeah.
smooth like treacle.
Yes.
Treacle.
Yeah.
Smooth. I don't know. I'm not smooth with that link. To number 6, World in Motion. This made me a bit sad because I looked up the dates. England have just been knocked out by West Germany in the 1990 World Cup semi-final, and West Germany are going to win the final 4 days after this top 10 we're doing on the final's on the 8th of July. Our top 10 is on the 4th of July.
I thought you were saying this got released.
It's already been number 1 at this point.
Yeah, sure. Okay, fair enough. It's proper nostalgic, isn't it?
And it just has finger Gary Lineker and Paul Gascoigne and Bobby Robson.
Yeah, and the John Barnes rap.
Yeah, so I was going to say, is it actually that good a song?
Yes.
Or let me make my case. Are New Order really cool, and John Barnes does a rap in it?
Yeah. For me, being a musician, this was football songs at the peak.
I think 3 Lions is better. No, you're not having it?
It's too cheesy. 3 Lines is too cheesy.
But that's what I want.
Yeah.
You can't really... I know they chanted, "We're singing for England."
This is cool because it ticks all the boxes.
And they got an England with 3 syllables.
But that was I can imagine that was the producer putting his hat in the ring, sort of say, "Come on, guys, we need to make this a bit more football." All right, then singing for England, because it's a total tag.
I think that's what they got Keith Allen in to work on, and he then famously is on Vindaloo.
Yes,
in 1998 for the World Cup as well.
Yeah, that's hit rock bottom.
That's not the end of the football songs conversation, by the way. We'll come back to it. But that's, I think, for a lot of people our age, Matt, that's not just music, that's football and culture. And Gascoigne was like the most famous guy in England at that point, wasn't he, as well?
One of the most famous guys on the planet, I would have
probably
thought.
At that
just
point.
Because he started crying.
Yeah. Incredible. Number 5, Oops Up by Snap. Right. I love Snap. And this is the follow-up to I Got the Power, which is a great song.
Yes, yeah.
This is hopeless, isn't it? How did this get through?
When I saw the title of it, I was thinking, surely not. Surely it's not.
Snap with their techno roots as well.
Yeah. And I was just thinking, like how to take a really classic. Was it 70s, the Gap Band?
Oops. Must be, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking how to take an
disco,
absolute classic, like 70s disco funk tune and just ruin it. Considering they'd come from, what was the tune you just said?
Well, I've Got the Power, and No Limits is proper techno. That's going to be in a year or two's time as well.
Rhythm is a Dancer.
No,
you mean? No Limits.
Oh, I'm thinking of 2 Unlimited.
Yeah, it's No Limits.
I'm being an idiot. Sorry.
So Rhythm is a Dancer is about to come up. So
which we do play in the show.
What on earth were they doing here?
I don't know. Yeah, sorry, I'm getting my 2 Unlimited and my Snap confused there.
Easy done.
Idiot.
But like, what a blip.
Oh my God. We've discussed this before, Matt. Mona by Craig McLachlan is an absolute banging tune. And it
is.
Bo Diddley. So at this point...
Is this Stock Aitken and Waterman?
I checked and it's not.
Doesn't sound like it.
And they had hits with Kylie and Jason, and Craig McLachlan played Henry in Neighbours as well. This is a tune, mate.
It is, yeah. It's just everything about it is awesome. And he's actually quite a good singer as well.
And the harmonies are on point as well.
Yeah.
And listen to my heart go thumpity thump. They mirror it on the drums.
Yeah.
He got cancelled a few years ago for doing or saying something, but then I think he cleared his... I think he got caught in the whole cancel culture thing, Craig McLachlan.
Yes, and he tried to make a comeback. He did one of those SAS Tough Enough things.
Oh, what, just humiliate yourself for a...
No, but he did really well. He did really well in it.
Yeah, he looks quite hench, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember this at the time.
Yeah, he was.
I
Really
mean,
nice
nothing
guy.
like the Stock Aitken and Waterman, Kylie and Jason
No.
but just get a guy out of Neighbours and put a song out at this point.
Yeah.
Right, It Must Have Been Love by Roxette, number 3, is magnificent, but it's an 80s song.
It's totally 80s.
And it's Pretty Woman at this point, I'm guessing, is it?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
does it really count?
Not as 90s, no. Definitely not.
But just say, I mean, she's no longer with us. The vocal on the key change at the end is magnificent.
Oh, yeah, you can't take away from how quality of the song is just in the wrong decade.
Right, I think you're the only person who's going to do this podcast, who's going to get an opera song in here, and it's Nessun Dorma by Pavarotti. We've just been discussing it with Italian Ross downstairs as well. It's all about the football, the singer, and one note at the end, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, this is just sums up that summer, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean,
so the BBC used it as their theme tune, didn't they? For
yes,
the World
they did.
Cup?
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't say football in it, does he? But yeah, because I've just not long watched that Netflix documentary about that
Italian
World
90,
Cup, you know, and obviously, I was only 12 at the time, so I wasn't really. I mean, do you remember at the time all the troubles they had with the
I didn't remember at the hooliganism.
No, I didn't, and so it was quite an eye opener actually watching that documentary to see putting us on a separate island in Sicily.
Well, but this was after the all the English teams had been banned from European football. So we had a kind of rightly so. We had a bad reputation for hooliganism.
Totally rightly so. So this kind of for the BBC to pick this tune, I wonder whether. It's
some kind of classiness.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Kind
Des Lynam.
Nice, sort of like nicely chilled. There's no beat behind it. It's just very what's the word?
Cultured.
Yeah, cultured, upper class.
But it's magnificent.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, sets the tone. But and you don't think hooliganism when you're listening to it.
Do you know what I think about Matt when I hear it? Is just passion, because Pavarotti in his face and. He's pouring with sweat and just commits everything. And it's all about that Vincero at the end, isn't it?
Done.
I had to do it in falsetto. I can't get it's a top B. I can't get near it in real life. But it's that we were just saying it's not just being able to sing the note. It's the way he sings the note.
Oh yeah, it's the timing, and then because he's basically got that orchestra in the palm of his hands, isn't he? Just like I'm the boss.
And it feels like he's the powerhouse, not the orchestra.
Yeah. although now I do think of which Mission, because I'm really into Mission Impossible at the moment. Okay. There's a Mission Impossible film where that song is featured and someone's supposed to get shot on that note, assassinated.
Oh, okay.
And they had to foil it. Yeah, I can't remember which one, but anyway, yeah. So as soon as I heard it, I was just like, oh, Mission Impossible. Oh no, football.
Yeah, football. Yeah, no, incredible. And right the way through the 90s. Then USA 94, the three tenors is Pavarotti, Dominguez, and Carreras. Come back, and I think it's quite poignant. Actually, there's a lot of debate as to whether he's singing to track, but his sign-off before he dies is, there's a version of this. So it's just incredible I think to take opera, and a load of football fans love it. I think the charisma and the power to do that. Number one, Ross, and amazingly, his first ever
number one.
UK number one, Elton John, Sacrifice. I mean, it says Sacrifice stroke Healing Hands. Do you remember Healing Hands? Reach out, right there, healing. Actually, I'm doing the Elton John voice from now. His vocal is incredible in 1990, and I'm taking a mickey now. Yeah. But I loved it. I mean, as a keyboard player, he's kind of a god. Yeah. But I think he struggled a bit in the 80s, but he's nailed the 90s sound and got the piano rock of Elton John in there, hasn't he?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Because was Lion King 90s? Was that 90s?
So it's going to go mental in about 1995, Lion King, I think.
Right, yeah, of course.
But this was a comeback.
So he's really setting the scene there. For my liking, I mean, I've played in a Elton John tribute, and this song always used to go down well, and that was like the anecdote of it.
Did you do the whole electronic drums and everything?
No, just did a version of it on acoustic kit. But for me, it always felt playing wise. It was one of his weaker songs. You know,
it's production heavy, isn't it?
Very production heavy, and you know, I just wondered if Elton John's like, for God's sake, of all my songs, this is the only one that gets the UK number one.
Yeah, right. But he's one of those artists that the second he set foot in America, he's almost seen now as an American artist by you know, because he was so massive there in the 70s.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm right. I know he went away from writing with Bernie Taupin in the 80s. I want to say this is kind of where I could be wrong about that. This is kind of where they come together, and it's his lyrics. It feels like a Bernie Taupin lyric, but yeah, I remember this at the time. I remember him being on Top of the Pops, and I think he became a bit of that was the start of his like campaigning against AIDS, and that was kind of a really big thing, and the Elton John kind of reformed, you know, character who's this philanthropic guy kind of starts there as well, doesn't it?
Yeah,
100%. Right, there we go. We got through. How do you want to score that top 10 out of 10, Matt? There's high points and low points. What's your favourite? What's your favourite song out of that?
Let's have a look. I think it's the Maxi Priest song.
Okay.
That ticks all the boxes for me.
And do you know what? There's probably an argument, other than Oops Up, I reckon that sold the fewest copies. Although it's in total accumulated, it could possibly out of all of those, didn't it?
Yeah.
Although the only rhyme that bites. It's really difficult because it feels so disparate, where you've got Ness and Dorma that just wouldn't be a hit unless there's football.
Yeah.
It Must Be Love is obviously tied to a movie. Do you know, I think I've got to go for the number one. I think I've got to go for Sacrifice.
Oh, okay.
But I think as a top 10, I'm not going through and going bang, bang, bang. I think I'm at like a 5, I think.
Yeah. Generous 5.5.
A generous 5.5. You just said that too. One up my score slightly, Matt. No,
well,
brilliant.
I mean, yeah, it's the first summer of the 90s, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you know, it's going to take the 90s a good couple of years to find its feet.
Do you know what? I read one of Gary Barlow's like biography books, and he generally viewed it as it was like a barren landscape, and there wasn't a scene. You know, obviously Britpop's going to centralise everything in the middle of the decade, but you do kind of, it's just all over the place, and a lot of like sort of faceless acts were out at the time, and dance music just started.
Well, exactly, you got it here because you've got like, you know, offshoot from the 80s, which, you know, you've got Roxette, which is the whole film one, and that sets the scene for, I suppose, a lot of the film hits of the 90s,
which is a massive thing, isn't it?
And then you've got like the 90s hip hop thing trying to get into gear.
That's going to take 5 or 6 years, though, isn't it?
Yeah. And then you've got, like you say, you know, the token. It just happened to be the World Cup that year, so you've got your tokens, you know, 2 sport tunes in there. So it's really eclectic.
It feels like it took a long while. I said this to Ross, for New Kids on the Block to kind of parlay and to take that and E17 over these couple of years, and we're gonna, and like the Eurodance stuff. I know Snapper in there is going to come like in 92, 93, isn't it?
I would love to know what they were thinking with that track. Snap.
and we love Snap, and we love
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, to be fair, actually, this is a rare one. We don't play any of those songs in the show, although we do feature Snap at one point, and that is about it. So yeah, that maybe says a lot. Thank you for joining us on the That's So 90s podcast. I assume if you've got 20 minutes in depth into this, that you already follow us on socials. If you don't, please do, and grab yourself a ticket, advertised all over the socials, here on YouTube or on Twitter or TikTok or anything like that. Right, Matt, we've got to go and play a show and cool down. Thank you for joining me.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you again next time.